The last few months, I've been scared for my life. I didn't know that these two dolls I bought from an antique store would cause so much chaos. I'm at the point now where I don't know what to do. Is it all a coincidence, or are these dolls actually haunted? I guess the only way for you to decide is for me to start from the beginning. It all started when I decided to make a video staying at one of the most haunted hotels in America, the Glen Tavern Inn. The story behind this hotel is, well, a prostitute who is unknown until this day was murdered and decapitated and stored in the closet of that bedroom. It's also rumored that a cowboy named Calvin was shot and killed in that bedroom as well. The room number is 307. Now I want you to keep this in mind. There were so many other haunted places that we could have went to, but this specific one attracted me the most. And going into this, I didn't even believe in the paranormal, but I was so curious to find out about the rumors that I booked the hotel anyways. Once we entered that town, everything felt off. It was quiet, small, and everyone would stare at us like we didn't belong there. And at that point, I didn't feel welcomed. Once we got into the inn, we brought our bags up to the second floor, and all of a sudden, the air felt dense. Yeah, my breathing got hella heavy right now. Like it was very hard to breathe. We got to our room 307, and I realized that it was the only door on the right side of the hallway, and no one questioned it. After opening the bedroom, I instantly felt weird energy, but I didn't let it faze me until we opened the closet where the girl was stored after getting murdered and decapitated. This is where it gets crazy. I just got chills thinking about it. Lamont and I decided to go into the closet and stay in there with the lights off, and all of a sudden, this happens. Oh my god.
Like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I keep looking through that crack.
Oh my god! You can't really see what I saw from the camera angle. What I saw was a girl in white run across the bed, and at that moment I believed everything, and I ran out of the room so fast because I couldn't believe what I just saw. We took a long break after that and explored the hotel to give us an excuse to not go back into that bedroom. But when we finally went back in, for some reason we decided to go back into the closet again and try to communicate with whatever was in there. Through my ears, I could hear a woman talking to me. I felt scared, helpless, and most of all, felt like something bad was going to happen to me that night. The next morning, I was so in a rush to just leave that place forever that when I got in my car, I realized that my license was gone. The guy at the front desk let me go back up to the bedroom, and once I got there, I was trying to look for it for 30 minutes. I couldn't find it anywhere. And you wanna know where I found it? The trash, in a trash bag, where I swear to God, I didn't put it. I felt like it was trying to give me a reason to come back, but for what? I don't know. Here's where it gets really interesting. We finally arrived in town, and instantly everyone started staring at us. It was like we weren't normal, but we didn't let that faze us. We parked our car and probably walked around for about 30 minutes. We went into about 3 shops, and all of a sudden I passed by this antique shop, and for some odd reason it was calling my name. We all enter the shop, and at first nothing interested me or grabbed my attention. I saw Lamont venture off into the back, and at some point I was done shopping, so I was sitting on a chair in one of the back rooms, and all of a sudden Lamont came to me and said, word for word, I want you to come in the back. I feel weird energy off a certain item. I want you to guess what it is. So my curious self, I got up and I went in the back, and the first thing I saw was the monkey. I picked up the monkey and realized it had a tag on it that said not for sale. I instantly was confused because there was no other items in the store that said not for sale until I look in the back and I see a clown and a high chair. I pick it up and it's not for sale. I instantly had many questions, so I took the dolls and brought them to the front of the store. Is there a specific reason why she's attached to them?
No, I don't know. She really likes them. She uses them for a lot of displays. But I tell you what I'll do is I'll call her and see if she wants to sell them, okay? She said she'd sell them. If you wanted both of them, she'd do $75.
So this is the first time in years that she's willing to sell it?
In 2 years. I've called because people will insist on doing it.
Soon after processing everything, I realized that these dolls were meant for me to take home. I debated on getting the clown because it freaked me out the most. I have a fear of clowns, so I really didn't want to get it, but since she gave us such a good deal for the both of them, I got them anyways. Once I purchased them and I was about to walk out, the girl stopped us and asked for me to take a picture with the dolls to send to the owner. I was confused on why she did that, but I just continued on with my day and didn't question it. Later that night is when everything started. Lamont had a small birthday gathering at Clubhouse that night. We ended up sleeping over, and early that morning I got up to go home and I seen a slash in my tire. It confuses me until this day because the house is gated. Everyone that was there that night were our close friends and they would never. But however, I didn't put too much attention towards it because the slash wasn't deep enough for me to get a new tire. Here's where everything gets worse. It was a Tuesday and the only place I drove was the Clubhouse. Everything was normal the whole entire day until later that night. It was around 8 p.m. when I decided to go home, even though all of my friends wanted me to stay. I was so tired, so I hopped in my car and all of a sudden it wouldn't turn on. It was dead. I tried so many ways to turn my car on, but nothing would work. And the odd thing is, I know that I shut my car off when I got out. And this car is brand new. I bought it 3 months ago, so there's no possible way that there could be a battery problem. I started to overthink everything and I blamed it on the dolls for being in my trunk the whole day because there was no other explanation to all this madness that was happening to my car, which, don't forget, everything started to happen to my car the day I got the dolls. I ended up having to sleep over and wait for my friend to jumpstart my car, and after that I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was a coincidence until later that week when my car gets broken into. Now I live in a gated complex and I never leave my car unlocked, but for some reason that night I just couldn't find my keys anywhere, and I said, what's the worst that could happen? I'm just gonna go upstairs and find my keys in the morning. But I was wrong. That night someone broke into my car and stole everything and only left their Ray-Ban glasses. I want to remind you that I took the dolls out prior to this, but they were next to the car that whole night. I might be overthinking this, but I really think this wasn't a coincidence. After that, I ended up having to cancel my flight to go home for my birthday to see my family. And at that point, I realized that this was serious and I needed to figure out what was going on. I decided to contact a medium. My friend Maya was the one that introduced me to the medium, and when we had the session, the medium basically told me that there's very strong energy coming from the dolls and I shouldn't have put them in my car because it is very unsafe to drive with them. And at that moment, I added up everything. About a week later, I did something that I shouldn't have done. I went back to Glen Tavern Inn with my friends and brought the dolls and also brought the Ouija board. I think that was my biggest mistake of all time. That night, we experienced unexplainable things. After playing the Ouija board and telling us to die, I decided to go into the closet with the dolls and stay in there for 5 minutes. I don't remember any of this because I blacked out, But when my friends opened the closet,
Just chill.
I was up against
Just
the
stop.
wall, frozen,
Stop it.
not
Stop.
hearing a thing. And
You're
when
good.
they grabbed me and put me on the bed, I started crying. My hands were purple and I refused to leave the room. It was like something was forcing me to stay in there, and my friends were all scared because I wouldn't leave. We had another room across the hallway just in case anything happened, and I just refused to leave that bedroom. It was like something was taking control of me and forcing me to stay in that bedroom. It got so bad that everyone left and went to the other room while Lamar and I were just standing there in the bedroom. He told me that he snapped me out of whatever I was in. I don't know if I was possessed, but that was the most scariest thing that's ever happened in my life, and I don't like to talk about it because the energy that I felt through my body at that time, I can't even grasp the words to say how I actually felt, because the only thing I remember is taking a huge breath and asking Lamar, what is going on? I left that room so fast and left the dolls in there and went to bed. And the next morning, I just wanted to leave. I packed everything, and after that day, everything got worse. A week later, my phone gets turned off. I get 2 parking tickets. The radio in my car out of nowhere stops working, and then the past week I could have gotten injured 3 times very badly. The most recent incident was when I was in the shower and the metal piece on the bottom exploded out of nowhere and broke the whole shower and went through my feet. Just to visualize what could have happened to me if I was laying down, I would have died because the metal piece would have hit my throat, and that impact would have just instantly killed me. That same day, my friend was cooking in the kitchen and I was on the floor stretching for some reason. I turn around and her pot explodes everywhere, and if I was standing, it could have cut me or it went in my eyes. It's like I keep escaping death. The most recent incident is when I was driving on the highway. I was seeing so many broken down cars, and all of a sudden the car in front of me was going 30 miles per hour, and I thought they were going the speed limit on the highway, so I had to swerve left of them while there was a car coming on my left. So I had to dodge the both right and left car and go in between them, praying that I wouldn't have hit them. And it's just to the point where, what is next? What else is gonna happen? I don't know. At this point, my life has turned upside down ever since I got those dolls. And I need change. I need a positive change in my life. I did a lot of research, and I seen that people do rituals to cleanse any negative things attached to them. I just want my life back. And maybe a ritual will do something. It's better to do something than not doing something at all. So I saw a cleansing ritual that may help, so I'm going to try it. So I think I'm going to take action. I might get rid of these dolls. I'm trying so hard to decide, because if something's attached to me and I bring these dolls back, then that is not gonna solve anything, and I just want these dolls gone, and I need to take action. So after a week of thinking, I finally made a decision on what I should do. I'm going to be keeping the dolls because I don't want to risk anything, and I've just decided to cleanse anything that's been a part of my car, my apartment, everything. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I've been keeping them in the parking garage behind this pool noodle boat that I made, away from everything. So hopefully this is a start to somewhere. So I have this stage, and you're supposed to hold it 45 degrees and then light it. I think that's good. The trunk was the first place they were ever in, so I'm gonna make sure I get all the whole trunk. Alright, let's do my apartment. I wanna make sure you have a window open or something when you do this, so if there is any negative energy, it will leave the apartment and go outside. Alright, start with the couch. It's feeling better already. I feel the energy lifting. So the final thing I have is this candle. I got this from like a spirit shop. It's called House of Intuition, and basically what it does is repels and eliminates bad unwanted spirits and negative stagnant energy from a space. So you light this for 5 days in a row and then just leave it burning. So that's gonna be lit. So I'm gonna leave this burning, and hopefully now things start to change. Definitely will be recording an update video in the future, but for right now, this is a start to a new beginning.